So Rich traveling, and he's telling everybody to do it, right? You just telling you need to do it between me and Cavino and the show, and we've been in continents and all kind of other cool
Doug,
stuff.
I had if I think what you're gonna say, I think I had the same thought, because when I heard that, I go, I can't wait to address this on the show. So let me hear your thoughts on it, and then I'll tell you mine.
Mr. Davis, okay, Mr. Richie Rich. I recently just had an experience going to the Dominican Republic. And I talked about with someone that I knew over there, traveling, not as hyped up as you're at, because you got to it. I didn't do all that. But you know what they kind of share with me? You're lucky you get to travel. Mm-hmm. Most people in the world don't get to travel freely because they are not in an economic place to do so. Straight out. We here in America, we go in debt to travel. We do all kind of stupid stuff to travel. Other people don't do that. There are people that barely get by in other countries. They don't even have credit and credit cards to put that trip to Hawaii they shouldn't go on. And I agree with what he's saying. Absolutely. But once that was brought to my attention, you're kind of being tone deaf, because not everyone works at Sirius, Fox Sports, has a Patreon, does side gigs and this, that, and the other. Like, the average family doesn't spend $5 to $7, $8 grand a year on vacations. Like, when I was a little kid, we were lucky to go to Magic Mountain and we couldn't stay the night. My pops woke up hella early. We got there at 10 a.m. when that thing opened. We stayed till 10 at night when it closed, and he drove home drinking a Mountain Dew or whatever he did to stay awake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was no like take your buddy and stay the night and get Mickey Mouse ears with your name on it. Like, that was no such thing. Like, when I was little, we were lucky enough to go do any of that stuff. It wasn't like that. And I get it. With my kid, it was. When I was, taking my kid, or I was in a relationship and there was kids involved, yes, we hooked them all up. Absolutely. And I get that. You give with your kid that you couldn't get. But again, take a step back. How many families actually do that? Mm-hmm. And he traveled a lot for work. How many people work for Sirius, Rich? You're not going to be at KZZZ in 980 FM in, I don't know, Tioga, Oregon, and them send you everywhere. You go everywhere because you do shit for Ford and you do shit for these major companies.
People need to travel more. People just need to get up and travel.
Bro, I probably been, and here's more perspective, Dickie Doolittle Donkey Davis. I've probably been to over 100 Raider games. I've never been to a boxing match. I've never been to WWE. Like, I've been to a lot. I've been to NBA final games. I've been to Western Conference final games. I've been to AFC championship games. I've been to a lot of shit myself, but he's been to how many fights? I never been to a fight.
Yeah, I never.
And
been
I
to a
love
fight.
boxing. I love boxing.
I never even been to a MLB game or a NFL game either.
See, I've been to a bunch of A's games. I've been to some Giants games. Been to a few 49er games. My dad had access to tickets when I was little. Damn. Been to a couple Bronco games. I've been to some NFL games. But again, from perspective, I've never been to a boxing match. But because of Dickie's job, he's been to what, 10, 15 of them?
Remember there was like a Canelo fight where he was like, I don't even know if I want to go. He's not even a household name.
No, he didn't. He went to Wrestling Con or something with his buddies, remember?
Yeah. Yeah, it is
Sorry,
crazy.
I shouldn't have said that.
No, let me see. Hold on.
And Andrew's right. 2,200 is more than some families make in a month.
I got you. Look, anytime you're gonna say something, we'll just throw out one of these. And this motherfucking.
Yeah, that's what we need. We're gonna have to go back and fix that. Sorry, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, it was just all that was the cousin of what they used to harass Spot for and call it a gaycation. Mm-hmm. Remember that you could boop all you want to, but that's what it was.
Yeah. No, but I it was actually today. Today is Thursday. So I go when I heard him say, you know what? I'm over here and just people need to travel more. And I was just like, dog. No, come on. I know. You know what? You know what's funny, Andrew? Andrew Sims says, come on, D. The Cardinals need their 19th fan to be there to support them. I have a buddy that has season tickets, right? I think it cost him like $27 for the year. And and he was like...
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry to interrupt, but I'll make it good. I thought the Cardinals organization now treated you like Alaska, where they paid you to be there.
Oh, they're like like those award shows when somebody gets up and goes to the restroom, they have a stand-in.
Bro, I heard they started a retirement fund for their fans and they put in like $300 a year with interest.
Yeah.
That if you're a fan, it'll pay off in the long run.
Yeah. Well, yeah. See, I forgot what were we even saying. Okay. Oh yeah, no. When I heard Rich, dog, he was like, people just need to travel more, and I go, dog, does he not understand? First of all, for people to get time off of work, Rich could do his work whenever, right? Remotely, whatever. He can just take his little microphone with him. A lot of people got to put in. They got to get it approved. They got not. Hey, you know what? The Mets aren't in it this week. I think I'm gonna fly back to the East Coast.
Yeah.
Like, dog.
Just thought of something.
What?
Wasn't that bitching about his mom can't get time off?
Yeah, his mom. Right?
Right? Didn't he just have a whole segment about Marianne and she can't get it off at Lowe's? And most people just put in 2 weeks and they get their vacation. And how come you can't get vacation and she works these hours? And so he does know. He just doesn't point it out to make his argument.
Yeah, and Doug, and the thing is, is like going back east. When we were gonna go back east. Actually, this week, my lady, she's back in Virginia.
What is that? What do you mean, go back east?
We're gonna go back to the East Coast.
Oh, okay.
So my lady's in Virginia.
I thought you were on the Oregon Trail or you had some expedition plan.
No, but Doug, it was honestly her going to Virginia. I mean, last time when we were in Virginia for Christmas, it was we were there for her sister got married or whatever, right? But it was like a little ceremony. They were having the big ceremony this week or this weekend.
Torta ceremony.
So my lady ended up going with a friend, and honestly, if I'm being 100%, it was due to economics, right? If me, my lady, and my wife could have traveled, and my daughter could have traveled, it was going to be expensive. It was going to be over $2,000 for the tickets, right? And I was like, that I went to the normal wedding. We don't need to go to this. I was like, my daughter can go to school. She's not going to miss any school. She won't miss any of her dance and all that. Right. I was like, we'll stay. You go. And then she's got a friend that actually works at the airport. So her friend was like, yeah, jump on a flight with you, I was like, but we can't just get up and go like that, dog. Like, I don't know. And this is even, dog, we had how much notice? It's still
well, we all can if we want to be irresponsible and put it on credit.
Yeah.
That's also another thing. Everyone got credit cards. Shit, I got 150,000 in credit cards, but that don't mean I want to spend it to keep up with Rich.
Dog, before I texted you, I just came from the mechanic. I just had to give him like $640. Just okay. That could have been like my ticket. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just people have other priorities. They're not just up and.
Well, and they don't have 3 jobs. He also has 3 incomes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Like, how many Americans out there in reality have 3 incomes? He has Patreon. He has Sirius. He has Fox Sports. He has the bonus gigs. He has 3+ incomes.
Yeah.
Don't get so far up your own that you don't realize that because he is not like most other people. He even a lot of people. He's different.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure.
He's different. Even the conversation about the palm trees with the damn gardener. How many people are in this world are talking to their gardener about putting palm trees in the corner of their property? That conversation is 1 in 1,000, if that.
Dog, and what it comes to is, it reminds me of when comics start talking about like, at first they're all struggling, right? They're trying to make it. They have a lot of relatable shit. Then there's some comics that start to become a little disconnected with their audience. So they'll be like,
I was just going to say that.
When you're flying first class and blah, 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 blah. We're like, no, motherfucker. We don't fly first class on every flight we take.
Not only that,
when you're in a private plane and,
And let me break that down. Okay, I've been to Hawaii probably 20 times. I've never flown first class in my life. The ticket goes from like $350 to like $1,500. Why would I want to fly and pay $1,500 to go there and back once when I can use that money to go there 3 or 4 times?
Doug, and you're on the same flight.
To sit in a torta chair for 5 hours instead of the normal chair? Get out of here. I don't know. You call it what you want. I don't care how much, because you know what? If I'm going to do that, I'm just going to go private. Like if it's that big of a deal, rent the jet.
Yeah, and then Andrew Sims makes a good point. He says, wasn't Spot saying that most people could survive on one of the 3 jobs.
Yes.
On Patreon, on Fox Sports, on SiriusXM, on any of the side gigs that he does them 5-10 G's at a pop, right? Oh, I guess I'll do that one. I mean, they're gonna fly me to Albuquerque. I gotta do it, and I make $7,000. Well, no shit, dog. You're not paying for the hotel. You get a diem probably. You get your flight.
You're getting paid to go there.
Like
most people that go to Albuquerque aren't paid to go there.
You know, it's like it was when I heard that though, dog. That was one of the biggest things that stuck out to me this week because I was like, Rich. And then again, like you said, the palm trees. For anybody that missed it, Rich was talking about getting a few palm trees in his front yard or whatever. His landscaper was like, I know a guy, I could hook it up. Doug, and no matter how much the palm trees are, that labor is going to be probably thousands of dollars to plant, to fucking bring these trees to your house.
To source it, you got to get a special vehicle.
Dog, the guy's not going to bring a palm tree on the back of his pickup.
No, or his flatbed.
You know? So
that thing probably going to be 15, 20 feet tall to start.
Mm-hmm.
At least 20 feet tall.
So when he was saying that, I was like,
otherwise, you can have little baby palm trees next to his neighbor's palm trees, and Rich can have babies. Yeah. Rich can't be outdone. He's putting those palm trees there to make a statement, and I promise you, they're going to have to at least be as big as the neighbors.
Yeah, yeah,
and they're going to have to.
It's just it's crazy to me because I don't know, dog. I just find like there's a lot of disconnect. I'm finding.
Well, speaking of disconnect, and we'll just go into my second one on Smut. He was like, on my other show, he didn't even call it out.
Dog,
he just called it the other show.
He never does.
Bro,
he
but
never
that's
does.
the energy he brings to the show nowadays, too. Talking about shit, no, like you said, know your audience. You're talking about shit that half of your audience can't. You think, okay, out of 10 Carls, how many people live like Rich?
Maybe one.
And Rich and them are Rich is old now. He talks about fucking the dad line and shit. He's not talking about Tulum and getting blown at the Maxim party. He's talking about old guy shit. Like those old guys aren't gonna do what he's doing. There ain't no Carl that has the money. Maybe there is, but to do what he just did.
I know of a couple that are living pretty good, but even to do what I don't know any that can just jump and from one.
And maybe there is.
You know, I like. I don't know.
Not the majority of his audience. That's the key. So, yeah. I mean, I'm happy for him that he gets to do it. But when he acts like it's just nothing and, you know.
I was talking to a buddy.
Okay.
Who makes good money. And
buddy Ryan?
Yeah, we'll call him Ryan. My buddy Ryan. So I was talking.
You used to coach the Eagles or what? Sons, yeah. Rex and Rob?
Well, Doug, so we were talking about, I don't know what we were talking about. Something
none.
About finances.
See, even Drew says none.
We were talking about finances, and my buddy lives good, makes a more than nice living. And he was like, I don't know what it was we were talking about spending. And he was like, yeah, he's like, a lot of people think that, you know, because I have money, that things like this don't really mean anything to me. But they do. Any money that's coming out of your account or on your credit cards or whatever, dog, it's for a majority of the people, even doing well, it hurts your pocket, it hurts your a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people aren't just going and swiping and fucking, oh yeah, pay it off at the end of the month. How much was it? 14 G's? All right, cool. We zeroed out our credit card, you know, like.
Check it out. I'm going to tell you my goal. My goal in the next 10 years is to work because I fucking want to, not because I have to. And if that means that I don't take $8,000 Mets trips right now and, you know, and I downgrade from the DR to, you know, going over here and do what I got to do, I'm trying to save my scratch because we're getting older. And as you get older, injury, throwing your back out, your knee, your neck, your fucking wiener, whatever. All that stuff is, you know, you start getting up there, you got to take care of yourself. And I'm not trying to work until I'm crippled. I'm just not. I'm not. And if that means that and I used to do stupid shit like that. I used to do stuff like Rich, but it's not, I agree. That was another topic I wanted to touch on, but I can tie it in. They were talking about the experience over possessions. And I absolutely agree that the experience is more important than any physical possession. However, you don't have to spend all that and get dugout seats to get the experience. That's the experience with the dugout seats. You can get a very similar experience up at the top deck at the wall, all the way the last seat up to the top at the roof. You're still at the game. The experience being at the dugout is dope. No one can take that away. You can hear the player chatter. That's great. But that does not mean that you're not having a good ass experience at the top either. Because let me tell you something. As a Raiders season ticket holder, the closer you get to the field, the farther you are away from the true Raider fans. They start to get spotty. Okay? Because that's the people with the big money and the corporate money. The real fans are second deck and above. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Even the black hole. A lot of those black hole tickets get sold because it's the black hole.
What's the black hole?
It's at the end of the end zone at the Raiders, and it's supposed to be the rowdiest, one of the rowdiest group of people in sports. But the truth of the matter is a lot of those tickets, like especially when they moved to Vegas, they sell them. And they just advertise as the black hole. And if the Raiders are doing good, it drives up the price because of the location in the black hole. But it ain't, not everyone is the Gorilla Rilla or the dude with the spiked shoulder pads, or you know what I'm saying? Like the famous cats, they sell a lot of those. Mm-hmm. So anyways, you can go to these games. You don't have to be in the black hole to get the Raider experience. It adds to it.
Yeah.
Being at the dugout and taking pictures with David Wright adds to it. But just because you're at the dugout, if you don't know someone that knows David Wright, you ain't getting a picture.
Yeah, right.
He had that experience again because of who he is, which is great. And I'm glad he gets to do it because those are memories you can never take away and they're dope. But not everyone is in the position of Rich Davis.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, I don't know, dog. I mean, I'll kind of move on from it, but it really does. It's just kind of like, I just think people need to be a little more self-aware when it comes to statements like that.
I am key.
You know? Oh, you know what? Shout out to his dad. His dad I think he finished his master's degree.
Oh, so, shit. Congratulations.
Because I know he finished his bachelor's degree a year or two ago. And I saw his dad post something and I was like, oh shit. I thought it was like a memory, right? Like, oh, this was, from 2 years ago.
I just recently became a bachelor.
But it was just a new degree.
And then not again.
I saw him hooded and shit. So I think he got his master's degree. So
but the thing wasn't white, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, cool. Making sure.
No, they're native. So I have
cool. Shout out to those guys.
But yeah, shout out to I Am Key and his dad, dog. To Cubs fan, he's on the Carl page and stuff as Cubs fan.
Great. Congratulations. Because that's not easy. That takes a lot of dedication and hard work, straight out. You got to learn about a multitude of different subjects.
Yep. Usually you got a thesis. You got to fucking present shit. It's a fucking, yeah.
It's a mish. It's a mission.
It is a mish. So
this is the part of the show where we say Daniel was right and I was wrong.
About what?
The voice memos.
All right.
So
I do have something to add to it. So let's hear your thought.
Well, I was dead set against it. And if you guys caught that show, I was talking shit and I was talking major shit and it is what it is. But since then I have embraced it. I have sent D multiple voice memos. I like it. One thing I like about the voice memo that I didn't take into consideration during our discussion was one thing that you can't do in text message that you can do in voice memo is send your energy. Mm-hmm. You can't send your energy. I can send you a message and you read it and take it however you want. If you hear me telling you that verbally based on my tone, my pitch, how loud I get, excited, do I start laughing? It tells a whole different message. So I was wrong. I think if you're going to call maybe for, if your message is going to exceed 45 seconds, probably just still call me. Because then you can get the whole energy, bro, the whole thing. But at the same time, I think it's important. If you got something to say, I've been sending to you frequently messages and whatnot. So the right thing to do is come on here and be a man and say, hey, that conversation, I was wrong.
You know what, though? And I want to add to that because I also think, just like we were talking about Covino and Rich, like Andrew Sim says, I love sports. But for some reason, I don't want to hear Covino and Rich talk about sports, right? So this is where I'm saying, know your audience, right? If they keep that for Fox Sports, if they're listening to Fox Sports, most likely they know they're going to be talking about sports,
right? And I don't mind the sports, so that's why I listen to Fox Sports.
So when I say doing your voice messages and stuff, know your audience. If I'm going to send a voice message to Kukui, I know it's gonna be 20 seconds or so. Hey, bro, we're fucking. I'm headed to my pad. I'm gonna jump on in 15 minutes. Whatever. Boom, send. If I'm sending
Right.
voice messages to another friend, I know they could be 3 or 4 minutes long. Dog, there's been times where I'm doing the dishes and I'll hit record and I'll fucking be saying, oh yeah, and then and then I'll kill Tony. Adam Ray came out and he was blah 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 blah, and then I send it, dog, and then a few minutes pass by and then I get a message, yeah, bro, because the Jets were blah 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 blah, dog, and they go on for 3 or 4 minutes, but that's with that friend. So
Right. That's what works for you guys.
so I think know your audience when it comes to that too, because there's friends that are completely against it, like you once were. And then there's friends
Right,
that
yeah.
are kind of embracing it. There's friends that are dead set on it. So I think knowing your audience with that too, don't just send your friend a 4-minute fucking voice message if you've never even sent them a message before, and like a voice message.
Yeah. No.
Kind of, send them a message, kind of gauge them. All right, cool. They sent me one back, or they texted me back. All right, maybe they're not feeling it. Like.
Well, like Tip Doug, he's not a big talker on the phone, and he tells people that he's up front. But I can call Columbo or Mito or Goldie and fucking chop it up for an hour. You know what I mean? No fucking probably call you once in a while. We're chopping it up.
Yeah.
Not always though, but I can always sense your vibe. Sometimes you got shit. I can tell. Oh, hey, bro, you're busy, huh? All right, I'll hit you later.
Yeah, well, like even yesterday morning, I was talking to you, and I was like, I'm about to, I'm with my lady or whatever, and you're like, all right, cool, well, hit me up later. So then, we just whatever. So it is like, oh shit, my bad,
Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
Well, because my thing is this is like no one died.
Yeah.
I'm not calling you with any fucking pertinent information that can't wait. And if you're in a public place spending time with your lady, I'll get with you later. Enjoy. That's what you guys went out there to do, not to talk to me while you're with her.
Yeah, and
So
it's just.
if it's important or something, and like I said, someone died, I mean, you're gonna have to hear it anyways. But if I'm calling a bullshit or something that can wait, yeah, bro, enjoy your time with your chick. That's why you guys are out kicking to begin with. I'll hit you later.
Yeah, no, it's just, I don't know, man. I think that just goes back to junior year high school fucking English class, right? Know your audience is what a big part of it is.
Well, and not only that, also don't be a weirdo, because I appreciate you just answering the phone to tell me that. Motherfuckers could send you the voicemail or ghost you or turn the ringer off and act like you didn't call them. So I'm thankful that you picked up and said, hey.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, bro, cool. I won't bug you. I know you got shit to do. So, Nicole on Smutty said you were weird if you like bloody, gutty movies like that movie. And Rich was talking about they hung a chick up upside down and they cut her with a saw starting at her hoo-ha and all kind of wild stuff. What do you think? Do you think you're a little off if you like blood and guts?
No, because I have a lot of friends and family that like some of my cousins and my tias and shit. They do every year. They go all out for Halloween, right? They have haunted houses. They love fucking like what is the band with all the masks and shit? Fucking I don't know why it's Corey Taylor, Slipknot.
Jabberwockies?
Right?
Oh.
No, Slipknot. So like they get down with that shit. So I know they fuck with all that,
Yeah.
And it's just something they enjoy. And it's funny is because I don't mind those movies, but my lady is completely against them. Like she fucking hates them. So,
Right.
so it's been like a decade since I've even watched one. So when they talk about how gory, like you said, cutting the hoo-ha down and shit,
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything that gory. I don't even know how the fuck like I remember.
I'm not even going to watch it because he said that.
Well, they were talking about a show, The Boys, where this guy goes in somebody's pee hole or butthole or some hole and
bro. I don't need all
explodes or
that.
some shit. Dog, I haven't seen anything like that. Like,
Nor
since
do I need to.
technology has advanced, so I don't even know how I would react. Maybe I should watch fucking the Daddy Clown 3 or whatever the hell they're talking about.
So, and for me, I mean, I'm not again. I mean, I've seen my fair share, so I don't want to sit here and sound like a hypocrite, but I think she's right. Like, if that's your deal, you're more likely to kill cats and try to get away with it. I'm just saying, it's just, maybe I'm wrong, but she's right. Like, if you get off on all that, like I like Dexter, but I didn't like Dexter because he had him on the table. I liked all the storylines in Dexter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't necessarily like it because he was killing people. I like the storylines.
Andrew says that Rich showed a little clip on Behind the Velvet Rope, and it was disturbing. Even dog. So even if there's like a 15-second clip that you see and you're like, whoa, that's crazy. I don't know, dog. I don't know. I mean, you know what? And again, it's entertainment. So, and you know what? I think the
What
reason
you
why
said, exploding buttholes entertainment.
Doug, the reason why I think yeah, those movies are okay or whatever, but my mom, I think, really, I don't want to say ruined them for me when I was a kid, but anytime we watched any kind of movie and there was something like that, trying to like put us at ease, she would be like, oh, look, they're running, but there's a cameraman chasing them. Like how fucking, like just trying to keep us like, oh,
Right.
So now every time I fucking watch like a movie like that, I'm like, this is fucking stupid.
Well, yeah, no, for sure.
So I know you gotta suspend fucking like real life, disbelief or whatever the fuck they say or whatever for a minute and get into it. And I can do that with the majority of things. But like there was a movie, The Uglies or some shit on Netflix, right? It was fucking kind of sci-fi-ish and a little weird and shit. And I watched it was all right, but I was more into that than I would have been like fucking serial killer and shit running with. It's like it's something with me because I never forget. Like it was always like if somebody's getting stabbed, my mom was like trying to, oh, it's ketchup. It was always it was always ketchup. So I'm just like, I mean whatever. So if you're into that, I mean if you like ketchup, whatever.
There you go. Catch up.
Yeah.
So I had a music revelation. And, and I think it extends not just music, but to movies too. And when there's like a hit song or a hit album where some magic is captured, or a movie, the first Back to the Future where the magic is captured, or the first Men in Black, or whatever you want to say, they always say the sequels never live up, right?
Yeah.
Or like we always want you to rap like you did back then. Like everyone, I'll give you an example. Everyone says Brother Lynch 94 to 98 can't be replaced, right? Yeah. And Brother Lynch isn't dead. He just can't capture that same magic. Nobody can. And that's not a knock on Brother Lynch because Celly Cell isn't, rolling through my hood, bailing through my hood. You know what I mean? He don't have the same, it's not the same. Everyone always looks for the same glory. Mm-hmm. Movie wise, the Terminators, like all the Halloween movies, none of them are as good as the original. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Are you picking up what I'm putting down so far?
Mm-hmm.
I think I had a revelation on why that is.
Why?
Because you can never recreate the magic and the energy of the present.
Yeah.
The present, what's acceptable in the present, what's going on in that moment as far as technology, where you're at with technology, then everything changes. Everything is what it was or what it is. And it's very hard to duplicate energy that was created based on what was going on in your environment at a particular time. Because whenever you try to recreate it, shit's already changed.
And it's funny because it doesn't even have to be months or years after, Doug. I remember there was one time where it was me, Johnny, his sister, Jessica, her friend, Catherine, and Sarah. And we were chilling or whatever. It ended up being a cool ass night. How we ended up just going to the pad and fucking having a good ass time or whatever. And there was like a week later, we were all of us were chilling again. We saw always kick it. And we're like, oh, let's go fucking do that again. It was fucking whack. And it was like, we couldn't recreate that time because it was just so organic. And it was just so, it just happened. We just ended up going to the fucking pad and just I don't know what the fuck we're doing or whatever. And then trying to force it. Oh, that was cool. Let's do that again. Right. It doesn't for that to happen again is very unlikely. So
it's even like Nelly, when Nelly had those hit songs, like he'll never be able to create that energy from that period ever again. It's the motion, and some people's motion lasts longer, but and I was thinking about that because, even like early Bay Area rappers, you know what I'm saying? Like only Mac Dre continued to get better. Most of them never really matched. Messi did. Messi continued to get better, but then he fell off when he started using drugs. But most of even like the GLP, most of the main shit was like with that the get low shit. Like you could never match that ever again. And even though the sounds get better, the technology gets better, the production gets better. That was the thing. The production is a million times better now. We have way more tools. You can cut and paste and woo, 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 and import and do all kind of wild stuff you couldn't do back then that you had to pay, producers and big studios to, but you can't recreate the time. Like what was going on at that time. People were hustling rocks and what was going on and not going on the corner. Like it's just different shit.
You know what? And the thing is, I think you made a good point because you're talking about how, yeah, at the time you needed big producers and you needed all this shit, right? I'll give you a good example. Back in the day when we were young, a CD had 12 to 15 songs. And that was, dog, that fucking was good for a good 2 years maybe, right? Before they came out with another thing, right? Because there was the production that needed to go into it. They had to get studio time. They had to A, B, C, right? So let me give you a fucking example. So Jelly Roll, right? It's fucking huge, right? Metaphorically.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Right?
Yeah, he's a big dude.
But
he's more like Jelly Boat.
So he just came out.
If I had a roll, he could fill up the whole Frito boat.
So he just came out with the new album, right?
Okay.
And it's about 27 songs, right? And I go, when I heard him, he was on Joe Rogan and he was talking about it. And I was like, 27 songs, like that's a gang, right? Whatever. So then I was coming back from Phoenix and I go, you know what? I have fucking 3 hours. Why not throw on the Jelly Roll fucking album, right? I put it on. Dog, I would say half of them are pretty good. There's a few bangers. And then half of them I feel like are dog shit. So I'm like, Doug, it's just because you have the ability to fucking do 12 extra songs and throw them on an album doesn't mean they're all quality and shit. You need to still weed out some of the fucking shit ones. You know what I'm saying? So
no, for sure.
So just because it's easier now to produce a whole fucking 30 songs and throw them out the next day doesn't mean you should.
No. Well, and think about this, even like from a lot of street, Bay Area music is based off life experience. So let's take a couple of eras. When I was growing up and people were hustling and whatnot, and they were doing whatever they were doing, you had a couple of people that were on heroin that were kind of whacked out, but most of it was tweakers and crackheads, right? Everything was money, right? People worked off a pager. They ran the phone booth. Like it was a whole different mentality. Now there's Cash App and Apple Pay and this fentanyl has turned these people into zombies. So even the interaction with the people on dope in the neighborhood, your experiences now are totally different than it was back then. Like a crackhead would get to work. These motherfuckers sleeping in the same place, standing up for 2 days. It's like you can't recreate the energy because whoever's writing music right now, their experiences cannot match the phone booth era and the 40s. They're on White Claw. And like, it's just, you'll never, ever be able to match a time period's energy ever again because it's specific to that time. And I think your example was perfect. You tried a couple weeks later and it didn't work.
So, yeah.
So anyways, influencer of the week. Do you have one this week?
I'll be thinking while we hear about yours. What's up?
I got Charleston White.
Who's that?
You've never heard of Charleston White?
See
if I can't find a couple Charleston White clips.
Charleston White. Never heard of him.
Now, I'm going to say before I get to Charleston White that I don't agree with everything Charleston White says, and I don't. But
I do have one when it's my turn.
But with that being said, I'm also, depends. I'm on with politics. I'm for some stuff. I'm not for some stuff. I want you to keep your guns. I don't need you to take any money away from welfare, but I definitely don't want to give it to other countries without my approval or my vote. So anyways, here's Charleston White. I don't agree with everything, but he does spit some facts.
Let's hear.
Childrens and chickens and chitlets. Good riddance. Hope y'all listening.
All right.
Gonna come on over and I'm trying to create some shit that can help the boy. I'm gonna be Rat Williams. He gonna be Gunatello. We done
making fun of Gunna.
Never seen nobody make mockery of a dead person like him. That's where I got it from.
Back trying to see why he bringing this character here when it's players, nigga. This player environment. Nigga.
I want to ask you a simple.
No, nigga. I'm trying to see
Why can't not doors be closed when players is getting a haircut and you get beat up or whatever that was?
Why this? Why?
Yeah, why would
This thing delivered Charles, a cold hit. Oh, there we go. Anyways, I didn't have any good clips. You do yours. I'll search for some right now.
All right.
Sorry,
somebody
my bad. I failed.
That everybody knows, right? He's been an influencer for a while, and you know he came out on. Actually, they featured him in the show This Fool. Dude, you know, is usually hit or miss with me.
Okay.
But lately, dog, he's just been cracking me up. So the fucking fat Mexican dude, Leo Gonzalez.
Oh yeah,
Dog.
I like him. I like him. He's funny.
This dude has me laughing so hard.
Good.
He was talking
You like
about
it, huh?
he was talking about the friend that fucking wakes up hella early.
Oh, now you're mad at me?
He was like, "Yeah, what time you need me to come over? I could probably be here at like 6. Oh, wait, no, you'll probably be sleeping." Dog. It just, dog. I usually get up at about 4:30. So, yeah, by like 8 o'clock. I mean, wait, so noon to you? That's like 12, right? Noon.
Yep.
Yeah, for me, that's probably around like 8 is usually my noon. Motherfucker,
He's too much.
dog. This one, I told Luis, I go, this one fucking, this is fucking me. One time, dog, because we were chilling, right? It was me, Luis, and his dad. And I was like, man, one of us is going to go to the other two's funerals or some shit, right? And
You said that?
yeah, I was just like, fuck, that's crazy, you know? Like, and then, so when I saw this clip, I go, Luis, this is fucking me. Look.
That's what I told him.
Beavis and Butthead?
Be sad when I died. They just like assuming.
You're out chilling with your friends, and one of them's all, will you guys be sad when I die? I was like,
Damn.
that's fucking me sometimes, dog. I'm just like, cause dog, like that, like you're chilling, you're in the moment, and you're like, fuck, like, man, one day one of us ain't gonna be here, you know, like, and I think that's why
True.
that
Eat your
motherfucker
vegetables.
he fucking cracks me up, dog. Fucking, but
Eat your vegetables.
Yeah,
Andrew's asking if I've seen the interview with Cam and Charleston. I did. Let's check it out.
To this music, if y'all so caught up in my delivery, don't do me like that. And the way y'all snap and pop y'all pussy to this music, the way y'all kill and drill to this music, don't trip about my delivery. Hey, yo, Easy, why you wear your pants like that? I wear my pants like that because that's easy access, baby. Easy, why you talk like that? I talk like that to get my point across. Because when I wasn't talking like that, wearing a bow tie, y'all wasn't paying me no attention. And I was going to the Supreme Court, changing laws and legislations in this country. I was working with over 50 U.S. congressional members, from Ted Cruz to Mark Rubio, Senator John Cornyn. I was on the front page of the American Bar Association Journal. I had done a study with News 21, Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. Y'all wasn't paying attention then. So, nigga, I gave y'all what y'all want. A ignorant motherfucking nigga that talk like them rappers.
Damn, Charleston's crazy.
he is.
That was on Cam Newton's podcast.
I didn't even know Cam Newton had a podcast.
Yep, Charleston White.
Yeah,
Got him some views with that one.
but that's cool though, man. I'm glad that you introduced us to him, because like Leo Gonzalez is somebody that we've all seen, you know, a million times.
We like Leo. I like Leo because he
But-
keeps it light and funny.
But like that, when you're introducing to somebody that I've never even heard of before, it's cool. Because do you have anybody that you've unfollowed?
You know what? Who have I unfollowed? I have. I just can't think of it right now. I unfollow people all the time though.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody either. But that's good. I mean, you turned us on.
You know
to
what? I got a better one for you.
What?
Let's find someone to unfollow right now.
All right, go ahead. We'll do this.
How about that?
live.
Let's see. Where do you go? Where do you go? Where do you find that one at? Because it's not friends.
Where do you find what? Who you unfollowed recently?
Who you're following? 'Cause it ain't close friend. It ain't close friends.
No, it should say following.
Yeah, so it's close
Followers and
friends.
following.
You know what? I'm gonna do it. You know what, Shannon? I'm unfollowing Club Shay Shay.
Oh, really? Why?
Sorry, pal.
Why?
Did it live.
Why? What,
Just for you, D.
but what happened? Why are you unfollowing him?
It was the first one that popped up.
Okay. But you know what?
What?
If it's really worth it, he may make it back in your algorithm, right?
Yeah, you never know. That's what I'm saying. So we're just going to do a little test right now. We'll unfollow Club Shay Shay. And if he starts getting another Cat Williams interview or whatnot, I mean, they bring me back. I mean, you're supposed to add viewers and followers all the time for stuff like this. Bring me back.
Andrew
Prove me
Sims,
wrong.
He says it looks like you guys are about to unfollow Rich Davis.
I can't. I can't.
I know. Dog, it's
But
like,
Rich, it would be nice to interact though and get more than a heart when you comment on something. If I'm going out of my way to comment on your dumb post, you can at least say thanks. But hey, whatever. You do you.
yeah. But anyway,
Oh, look, there is Rich Davis, but no, I won't do that.
nah, don't unfollow Rich.
No, hell no. Hell no. We support him through thick and thin, through all his goofiness.
I wonder if he'd ever do the after show, but later.
I don't know.
I wonder if Spot would.
I think Spot might. I think Spot's a better candidate than Rich.
I think Spot would if he's never listened.
I think he would anyways, because Spot, he might be a dick, but he would do it.
No, but I think Spot would be a good guest because we could talk to him about other things than
Yeah.
the normal shit. Like,
He opens up the whole book.
no, but I'm even saying like maybe like this week they were talking about getting like a different background and shit and lighting like a green screen and that kind of shit and just kind of like more of the production and shit and like, you know, why don't you guys get a fucking like they have their LED fucking Covino and Rich sign that's just fucking it's just digital. You know, why haven't you guys looked into a real one or something? Or, you know, why are you guys stuck with the fucking sitting at a desk when you guys could throw a couple of recliners in there and kicking it? You know, things like that I think would be more of a spot.
I think they should go to bed like Drake and Bobby Altoff.
Yeah. Why don't you guys do it in the bed? You know, like, I just think that.
And that was a joke. That was a joke. Ha ha ha.
But it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like it would be a completely different conversation than the conversation we'd have with Rich and the conversation that we had with Covino, you know? So,
Well, I don't know if you want that because it'd probably right now be all Mets.
yeah. No, but Rich, Doug, I think Rich really geeks out sometimes when he talks about like the WWF and shit. And maybe we could talk about like when we were kids and that kind of shit, you know? I wouldn't get him starting with the Mets because he wouldn't ever stop. But no, I think they would all be cool in there. You know, we're talking about maybe getting Covino for number 300, but maybe we get Spot or Rich sooner.
Hey, and I got a bone to pick
What's up?
with Rob G.
Why?
And I like Rob G. He is the producer on Rob Parker.
I thought you were
Couple.
talking about Rob Gronkowski.
No, Rob G, the producer on The Odd Couple.
Okay.
I like him. But he got called out by Rob Parker or Kelvin, I forgot one of them, for his members only jacket. Mm-hmm. And he turned around and tried to call Covino out too. He said, Covino just left with one on. And I'm just like, why would you do that? Like, if you got a jacket on, again, self-awareness. If you're getting called out for your jacket, don't wear the jacket. Why do you want to make it, try to force it to be cool? Like, well, he got one too.
Or fucking own it.
Right.
I'd be like, why do I wear this? Because it's fucking cool. Maybe you're a fucking dork and you don't know what cool is.
All right, I am the only member, fucker. Covino's a member too. And guess what? We're going to go get keyed later. I don't know what you fucking idiots are doing. But own it. You know what? We're about to go get all fucked up in our members only's jacket. You watch, and we're going to flirt with Amber at fucking Chili's while we're there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, I didn't like that. I was listening to and I like The Odd Couple. I just didn't like how he called him out like that. I thought that was a weenie move. Own your shit. Don't throw someone else under the bus, especially the homie, right? He's the homie.
I don't think he's throwing him under the bus. I think he's looking at it like, but Covino's cool and he fucking does it. So it is cool. You know, he was trying to back up his argument, but it did sound like he was kind of like, well, if I'm a dork, then he's a dork too. You know,
right.
Kind of like,
and I didn't like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I could see that.
Hey, where's Derek Poundstone? When jokes fall flat with Derek Poundstone.
I did see recently is he getting back into strongman shit? Remember he used to bend like fucking
railroad
pans
tracks?
and shit?
Yeah, he'd fucking chew them with his teeth.
Cut fucking phone books, remember?
Yeah, he was wild. I kind of like that show that Covino did with him.
I enjoyed Poundstone Power because my favorite part was when Covino would come back the next day and they would do when jokes fell flat.
Jokes fall flat, yeah.
Right. So Covino would be like, yeah,
because he had such a dry personality.
Covino said something about when dudes develop boobs and he was like, yeah, and he's like, oh, actually that's called gynoplastia.
I remember.
And Covino was like, oh, I thought it was called like fucking gay or some shit, you know? And then he was like, no, actually there is a technical term for it. And it was just, those kind of things were funny as hell.
They were.
Yeah.
It was a weird dynamic, but that's why I liked it. Because it was just, you just didn't know what you were going to get.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got another question, bro.
What's up?
If your car breaks down, what are you going to do?
Oh, I just took it to the mechanic. So, I mean, that was a good question.
All right. Are you going to so people on the side of the road with the hood up, I'm always wondering, I've seen it a couple times this week and I'm just curious as hell what's going on there.
They're going like this.
Well, do you think you can fix it? Like, okay, I'm thinking of a couple scenarios, right? First off, they're a mechanic. Well, you're not that good because your shit broke down and now you're over there trying to fix it somewhere outside of your mechanic area. Mm-hmm. All right. So be a better mechanic so you can work on it where you should, not in public on the side of the highway.
Mm-hmm.
Or
maybe that's their job.
Or do you no, because I got I got two storages, one where I put my product and one where I put my truck. And in each one, everyone thinks they're a mechanic out of their storage. And I'm just like, dude, get out of here. But so the other one is, so are you just Einstein? You think that you're going to figure it out? Like all of a sudden you're broke down on the road and you're over there moving wires and checking spark plugs or what? Because let me tell you something. I don't know if you can back me up. And if you can't,
I don't know shit about cars. So that ain't me.
Well, let me ask you this. How many times you ever been in a car with someone when it broke down and they jimmied a wire on a spark plug and it fired right up?
It has.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
No, when I was having problems with my battery and shit, I think that I had bad cables or something. And I did fucking move it one time and it started. And I was like, all right, cool. It just got me home.
Well, and Andrew's right. He said most people don't have the tools anyway. So what are you looking like a dumbass with the? I don't even need to get out of the. Why am I getting out of the car?
I mean,
I got AAA and I'm not a mechanic. And Andrew's right, and I don't got the tools even if I thought I was.
Well, maybe they don't have AAA.
Bro, even if it's what you said, the cable is loose on your car. If you ain't got a ratchet set, what are you gonna tighten it with your teeth? You know, what you got power fucking grip? I mean, what do you do? You thumb wrestle for a living and you got
I have a power grip.
Your thumb has biceps or what? Like, how are you going to tighten that thing down anyways?
Oh, I'm so tired of these fucking text messages.
Why? Because they're not audios?
No, where they're like fucking, hi, fucking, you know, President Trump is going to increase our shit. Hey, you know, Kamala fucking whatever. It's like, fuck, dog, shut up already.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I agree. So then they talked about experiences over possessions and someone taking a beach trip versus buying a couch. And what do you think? So on that experience, I think if you're going to go to Hawaii, go to Hawaii. If you're going to go to Morro Bay, buy the couch.
Yeah.
If you're going to go do some special shit, couch can wait.
Yeah. I need a couch right now too. Speaking of which.
Mexico. Andrew's asking me about Mexico. Yeah, I just went to Ensenada.
Yeah. How was that? Fun?
Oh, it was nice. It was nice.
Cool.
Walked across. I got a taxi. Dude, his name's Israel. He's hella cool. So yeah, he picks me up and
Does he
smashes
speak
me.
English, or are you trying to
Yeah. Well, halfway, but yeah, good enough.
And then
We talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk. No, we got no problems at all.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
So I always hit him up about 20 minutes right before I'm about to cross on foot, and bam, he's just waiting for me right when I pull up right there.
I always trip out, dog, how you have you make these connections and shit. Like now that's your fucking dude. When you're gonna go to Mexico, you're like, went to the DR. Cool. You're like, I was in some of the ghetto towns. I was in some of the nice parts. And now you're like, I'm going to Ensenada, hit up my dude Israel, be like, hey dog, I'm gonna fucking be right here, you know?
Oh, he's cool too. No, I told him so. Like the first time when I met him, I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna jam at 9. You know, can you pick me up here at 9?" And remember, he's jamming. So Ensenada's like 79, 80 miles away from TJ. So he's coming from TJ 80 miles just to come pick me up. You know, believing I'm not going to burn him and I'm going to be there because I mean, it's not like we're using an app. He can't track me. Yeah. I mean, I could ask him to be there and just disappear and never be there. You know what I'm saying? So he trusts me too. And yeah, I'm like, hey, I'll be ready at 9. And bam, he's like, my friend, I'm here at 8:15. I'm getting coffee. I'm ready if you want to go early. If not, I'll see you at 9. I'm like, cool.
How did you meet him in the first place? Did you just grab a random taxi and then he was cool?
You know what? My dumbass didn't have my data roaming on. So when I crossed over, initially I was going to try to find an Uber because I assumed it would be cheaper. And so I ducked a couple of them, you know, right when you come out the bars right there, when you cross through and you spin the wheel and you're walking through, there's taxis everywhere. And so I ducked a couple of them as I was trying to check my Uber to you know, see what the fee would be or whatnot. And I didn't have any data. I had no signal. And I was just like, well, I got to at least get there. You know, maybe I can figure it out and do Uber when I'm there. And so he was the next one I came up to, and he told me a certain price. And I was like, hey, man, I'll give you 100 each way and 20 for your time for a tip. Is that cool? And he said, cool. And so it's been, I don't know, that's our price we've been paying. And it's been working out good. He's happy. I'm happy. And he's a cool cat.
That's cool. I know Andrew's asking, coming across in a bus was easy. You explain it the way you told me, because you said they like drive you up to the border or some shit, or you get to bypass the line or some shit in the bus. And then from there you get to walk across, right?
You know, when you're walking across, how there's the line to get to the building that has all the counters with the agents where you come and talk to them and tell them, you know, give them your passport or whatever, your info. And so there's that building, right? And that's the golden. Once you're in there, you know, you're only about 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's what? It depends how many they have open. I don't know how many they have where you're at, but right there at San Ysidro. Oh, bro, they got like 20 over here.
Oh, yeah.
And
so there's like one or two. And when you walk up, you literally are maybe one or two people in line.
Oh, yeah. No. Even if you go Sunday morning early at like 9 a.m., there's probably 20 lines. And the line out, so there's a building with the 20 counters or whatever, and they're probably 20 deep. So there's probably 400 people just in that building. And then it forms into one line outside the building. And that thing's like a mile long, bro.
Oh, no, dog. You go like this. You walk up to the building, you look through the window, and there'll be like somebody at the counter. And then the agent will be like, wait. And they're like, and then like when he shoos that person away, he'll be like, all right, come in. So then you walk in the building, you see the agent, and then you're in America.
No, bro, they got like 100 lanes or like 80 lanes for cars. Like, dog, this thing is big.
Out. Well, yeah. And then it depends really where you cross, because if you cross on the other side, that's like 45 minutes from my pad, they have more lines and shit. But right here where we cross, where it's like 7 minutes from my house, dog, there's literally, you walk up and there's like two agents. If that. Well, sometimes they have a cone in front of the other agent and it's only one.
Well, see, the thing is San Ysidro, I think, is the most cross-border in the world. And really? So the cool thing what Andrew's asking about on that bus is what's dope. Instead of not standing in that line outside, which the weather was good. It was like 78. But you're in line. It's like a mile long, bro. I'm not bullshitting you. Like, you're deep. You're deep. And so you get on that bus for $10. If you got a passport, they run your passport so they know you're legit. And basically what the bus does is it does drive through, but you get out once it drives through and the building is right there. So you cut to the front of the line of the building. So then you're not standing in the mile long. You're just standing for the 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that was cool. Yeah. And then that way, what would you rather do? Try to kill your battery for 5 hours on your phone standing in line? Or I pulled out my iPad. I just chilled on it for 20, 30 minutes till we got the bus through, and that's it.
Fuck, I was going to ask you a question. I completely forgot.
I went to the movies over there, went to dinner, chilling.
Yeah.
Found me a spot, 3 tacos and a Corona for $10.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, dog. When you get like me and my mom went, dog, we fucking had like fucking food for like 6 days and it was $14. And I was like, holy shit. We fucking had tacos, quesadillas, drinks, dog, and it was like $14. And I was like, in dollar? Like, that's all? Like, fucking really?
Yeah.
Like, crazy. Yeah.
So check this out. So when he came to pick me up the second time, there was some stupid bicycle race or marathon or whatnot. So he was an hour and a half late because they closed one of the lanes down, bro. So it was single file for like 30 miles. Anyways, so I was sitting there chilling, drinking Coronas, and I was watching. And some kid came in. They bought the tortillas for some kid. They bought the chips from some other cat. Like, they were buying from local merchants, which was cool. I thought that was cool because they're supporting each other and all the food was really good. So their sources of where they're getting the stuff from was good. But super dope.
Let me go grab the door. Just keep talking.
Okay. So, but yeah, Drew, I had fun. It was dope. There was a hotel right there in the main thing, right above the street where everyone walks. And it was like a balcony, 30 feet long. The hotel was only $100. It was super chill. Get whatever you want. I'm going to play some music real quick. Or some Charleston White. Oh, you know what?
All right.
Son in the head, boy, on a lot. Y'all get it, big shot. I remember how.
Oh, here you go.
I'm saying,
Charleston White's crazy, bro. Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you got, D?
Nothing. I think we've been going for an hour and 13 minutes. So
yeah.
I'm good if you are. If not, what up?
What's that?
I said I'm good if you don't have anything else, I'm good, but I don't really have anything from the week.
I got one. I got another one.
What's up?
They were talking Bob Costas and Al Michaels.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that ties into my time period and energy. You got to realize those guys were badass before the iPad.
Yeah, they were.
You know, and look at what these generations looks for in their rap stars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everything has changed. So, yeah, I think they are outdated and they probably should retire because the people, they're old. I mean, if you're not 40 years old or older, you don't resonate with those dudes.
Yeah, you know, and then Doug, fucking, I know they were talking about Joe Buck doing
only football.
Yeah, and Wes, I love Wes. I've met him, cool dude. He mentioned, riding his dad's coattails. Doug, I know Joe Buck's dad was a fucking broadcaster, but I've been listening to Joe Buck for years, Doug, and I dig him. I mean, you know, I
like Joe Buck.
I don't look at it like, yeah, there's nepotism there, and he probably got the job because of his dad, but he's been holding his own for years. He's one that I don't think is ready to retire. I think he's still with it, you know?
Well, because he's in that gap. He's not 80. Those guys are closer to 80. So it just is. It's Belichick couldn't get a job.
Yeah.
Because he's too old and he's outdated.
I mean, think about it. Troy Aikman's been fucking broadcasting for like 20 years now.
Right.
I think he's on like year 21.
And after 26, he's going to be done too. It just is what it is.
No, 100%.
How about Rich not fully understanding why Covino doesn't like to be asked about his background to someone from a stranger?
Yeah, dog. The thing is Covino really wanted Rich to get it through his head, but he's never going to understand. Like, even somebody like me, who I don't look like Covino, I had a work study one time named Miguel. I still talk to him. One time he goes, Daniel, what are you? Doug, literally just, what are you? Not fucking, hey, are you fucking Mexican? Are you white? He said, what are you? And I knew exactly what he was talking about because I get it all the time. So you don't even have to be darker complected or whatever.
Right.
Dog, I wouldn't say once a month, but I mean, it is frequently that I do get people like, what the fuck are you? Because if I do say something like Selena, dog, 2 Mexican for the white people and 2 white for the Mexicans, or whatever the fuck it is. Like, it is very true. So I completely understand. It's something that Rich will never get. So I don't even think it's even worth even fucking trying to make him understand because he never will.
No, and he won't. And believe it or not, I get it. Because when I'm in the Dominican Republic or I'm in Ensenada and I'm speaking Spanish, some of them people get confused.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? When I can respond, like, they're like, wait a minute, something ain't right. Are you Latino? Like, I'll get asked that shit all the time.
Yeah. And no, and the same thing, and that's the thing is, like, if I mention something, like if I say, oh, like even just something as easy as I was eating like a carne asada torta, right? Like, oh
Yeah.
wait, you didn't say a carne asada or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
Wait, hold on, what? Or if I don't know, it's just I do get it way more than you would think,
For sure. Cavino Rich, Fox Sports Radio, millennials are saying, I guess, that you're not truly an adult until you're 29. Did you catch that?
I did. And I think it's with times changing and kids being fucking weenies and shit that I don't know, Doug. I feel like, I mean, I had Kennedy, I was 28, and I feel like I was more of an adult before then. I don't think it took until 27, 28 or whatever whenever she was born where I was like, fucking, okay, now I'm an adult.
See, and for me, my kid was born I got her mom pregnant when I was 19. She was born when I was 20. If you can go get an apartment and pay the power bill, you're an adult.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
But
especially if you're working minimum wage to do it.
I think that's the point, is that a lot of these kids are not.
They're not, because they want to freeload at home.
Yeah.
That's because they've been told they're special and their feelings count.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so they're not ready to move out until they can handle that they don't, because the real world don't care. They're going to gobble your ass up.
Yeah.
If you ain't in some small town where everybody knows everybody and looks out for everybody, it's shark season. Sharks are ready to get over on people that are acting like that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I'm just, hey, that's my version of Survivor. On Smut, Rich didn't end up going on that trip. Remember Nicole was bugging him about that trip? They were all going to go on a trip. I think I brought it up a couple times. Mm-hmm. She was, Rich, get your ticket. Rich, get your ticket. Rich, get your ticket. Well, Rich didn't end up going on it. You know what he said? He said someone in Sarah's family got seriously ill and they would have had to leave them to come watch his kids had he went. I knew in the very beginning, just the way he was approached. Yeah, I could tell by his energy. He wasn't going then. Like, he thinks he has a valid excuse now, and he might even be lying, because I knew when she first brought it up on Smut 3 months ago or 4 months ago, I knew that day he wasn't going.
Yeah.
I knew it. He's like, well, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Yeah, no, you're not. I'm going to do it. That was a bullshit lie. I knew it then, and you're full of shit, Rich Davis.
But he could pick up and go to the East Coast to watch the Mets lose.
Yeah, but he can't plan someone to call for 4 months in advance.
Yeah.
But he definitely can. And then you know what he said was her orgies? What was the energy? Fucking Dickie.
I didn't hear that. That's funny.
My kids think mom is mean, so they couldn't wait to leave. Right.
Yeah, but I'm sure fucking Andrew was cool, right? He's the fucking cool dad. They were like, if it was only for dad, we'd stay here forever.
There you go.
I don't know.
Cavino's mom and her La Raza post. I saw that. Shout out Cavino's mom.
Yeah. And shout out again to all the fucking Cavinos, dog.
The Egyptian Cavino.
The clips we post and shit, dog, always getting love from Don and Cavino and fucking Tommy and
the Egyptian Tud Master.
Egyptian Tom,
The Egyptian Tud.
Yeah. Dog, you know what? That is funny, though, because that is... Oh, Egyptian, dog, is something like... Dog, even to assume something, to say, oh, like anything. Oh, aren't you Mexican or aren't you, or dog, whatever. Like, to assume anything is fucking weird. And then Egyptian, like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? I completely get Tommy being like, what the hell was this bitch thinking?
Yeah, no, for sure. What about Columbus Day and them talking about taking the statues down in Columbus? And do you think that guy should get credit? And if you do, what are we going to get rid of? We're going to have to get rid of Thanksgiving too, because that was all nonsense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I like the food, but
You know what though, dog? I don't know if they would ever reinstate it, but I do know that I feel like the world is kind of swinging back to normal. We went very woke for a while where everybody was
swinging
getting
back.
canceled and anything you said was getting fucking put on a fucking, on the fucking hot plate. I don't know what the fuck word I'm looking for, but there was a time, and now, dog, I feel like we're moving a little more.
What do you mean you feel like? Bro, Diddy is charged with some serious shit, and he's about to be the #1 Halloween costume.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I mean, there's no moving. We're there. Like, if they're gonna, do you know how many people that would have offended 5 years ago or during COVID if you even had a party and you showed up as that dude?
Dog, and people
Imagine
are
if you
being
showed up as
baby
Aaron
oil.
Hernandez.
They said baby oil is projected to be the #1 fucking costume this year.
Yeah, and that's craziness.
Like that is,
And it was they say Roofy was in it potentially.
yeah.
Yeah, it is good for them to get out on their own. Hey, oh,
What's up?
anyone going to Seattle on the 1st or Alabama on the 22nd?
Who knows if Cavino Rich will even go? I mean,
You don't think they're going to go?
well, I don't know if they'll go to Alabama. Isn't that fucking near like where all the fucking hurricanes and shit are?
I don't know. Aren't they supposed to go on the 22nd?
I don't know, but who knows? I mean, it would be cool to go to Seattle, but I wonder. I don't know. I'm not so.
We'll see. I might. I don't know. I was looking, but there you go, Rich. I was checking that out. Tickets from LAX are like $400. You just barely announced it today. I didn't even get notice, and it's $400. I wonder what the hotel is.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna have some drinks.
Anderson says Columbus wasn't a good guy, but if he didn't come over, we wouldn't be here. So I wouldn't change anything. And that's the thing, dog, is that
But someone else might have came over. He's not the only dude with a boat.
I don't know though, but
You don't think no one else would have tried nothing ever? I mean, it's not the moon. He's not trying to go back to the moon.
I just think it's the domino effect. If all that shit wouldn't happen, maybe we wouldn't be here.
Or maybe someone cooler would have fucking stumbled on it later and we would have fucking advanced quicker. You never know. You just never know.
That is true.
You know, maybe he had bad genes. Maybe the dude behind him would have had better genes. And when he had offs,
I was listening to fucking
Columbus was known for Wranglers. Maybe Levi was right behind him.
dog. I was listening to this bitch, and they were fucking Weinshank and Kim Congdon were talking about.
I like those two.
About dog. They're fucking funny.
They are.
They were pulling.
And they're a great team.
Dog. They were pulling up pictures of Columbus and seeing
Columbus Ward, my boy.
of Christopher Columbus and seeing if he was hot. And they were like, oh, he's fucking ugly. And then they were like,
have them look at Columbo and see if they like him.
And then they were talking about like, I couldn't fucking take any man serious that's wearing a dress and shit like that, dog. Cause like he wore like tights with the fucking dress or whatever the fuck, they wore back in the day. And it was just funny. They're going back and forth. So I love.
They're lucky I'm not there because Weinshank, your socks don't offend me, but I know plenty of dudes that wouldn't take you serious with some of them socks you got on. I would.
Yeah,
but
I think she's sponsored by some sock company, dog, because she's always posting like fucking socks with like pizza on them and shit.
Well, she makes those socks look good. So whatever she's getting paid, they need to up the pot.
Yeah, you should buy a couple.
No, I'm a low cut cat.
Yeah. Yeah, but
anyways, I think that's it.
That's all I got, dog. I mean, which is nothing but responses to your shit because you had a lot this week, so I appreciate it.
No problem. A lot of stuff got me fired up.
Yeah, and can we see a full more of the fucking shirt you got on, dog? That shit's dope. Is it a bottle in a fucking paper bag? I love it.
The baby bottle in a brown bag. You know why? Because the clothing brand, Drew knows this the cat. He was a rapper back in the day. His name's Selsky, and his brand is CBC, Chemical Baby Clothing Line. And he believes if you were brought up in the 80s, we're all chemical babies.
I agree. The after show, but later. It's your boy
Have a
D.
good
It's
week.
Noah Kukui. You guys
Drew.
have a good rest of your week, and we will see you guys in the next episode.
Peace.
Prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul. Grab a spliff and start burning.